work. And let's cover that whole thing about cancer. Okay, guys, the body is given life by the glory of God, and everything that you need, God provides you for your body to appreciate the beauty of the life of sacrifice through living eternally, through faithfully loving one another, through holy covenants. Okay, so disease, we already know that from Judah Krishnamurti and the scientists back in the 80s. Having heard all this as a human being, why don't you change? You can't love your children, you get into all wars, right? So the cancer cell, which humanely shuts down the body because of stress and toxins caused by selfish individuals called human beings that act like turd bags instead of a human being. You as a human being, why don't you change? See, you can't blame cancer, the cancer cell, for people poisoning you with radiation, people poisoning you with carbon emission poisoning because you won't live the Lord's Prayer, because you engage in debt and trespass, and people smoke cigarettes or drink alcohol or take drugs to try to get away from it because it sucks. Okay, people hide in video games. People, hey, come on, you got open AI there, man. Be creative. Oh, you've got, now you can return the magic touch, right? Fuck you and your little dog too. I breast the reins down in Africa. And all they want to do in the middle of the evening is hold you tight, Rosie. Look, it's Walt Frazier and Jerry West. Okay, guys. It's just basketball players. You're watching this stuff. Do you care who wins? Not particularly. Basketball is just simply exercise, and exercise is only healthy when you're living the Lord's Prayer. You stupid cunnilingus faces. But we got girls in nice little dresses with their boobies kind of showing. Then the guy takes off his clothes and ooh, he works out. He's hot. Oh my gosh, this is a romantic comedy. Oh, it's 3:55 a.m. Okay, so we got dysfunctional sex life filmed by assholes for money, rated R, and theaters only. It didn't say what it was. I think it said something about August. I don't know. I wasn't particularly paying attention. Just like the basketball game, do you care who wins? Guys, I care that everybody's healthy and travels healthy, and hope they all want to live the Lord's Prayer tomorrow, because they didn't do it today. Okay. Now, can you return the magic touch? There's no such thing as magic. You can do magic. That's a word that stupid people invented to survive evil people. Okay, unicorns. Do you understand there, unicorns? Okay, unicorns, sell me a nice car. You're a fashion model. Sell me a nice car. Blake Underwood, he is cute. He's very cute. He's going to sell me a car. Oh, look, he's at a fancy place with a fancy car. Experience amazing. Experience living the Lord's Prayer, and stop selling honey chipotle, you stupid-ass motherfuckers. You can cook this shit at home once you're free from debt and trespass, and you'll have time because you won't be extorted, exploited. Sitting there going, the rotation of the microwave, of the idea of burning down the house. Look, the squirrel is talking to her. Look, the bench just had a satellite drop on it. Oh, that's amazing. It's astounding, but it's no bullshit. These people are batshit fucking crazy. Okay. Okay. They do all these things that are irrational. See all this shit that's irrational? You tear down you tear up the planet, you get in a car, you drive, you get a bunch of people to get a camera together, dress them up in makeup, and act like complete fucking assholes over make-believe money. And then it's like, it's very healthy. It's totally healthy. It's emotionally just sound as a pound. Only $25 a month. Okay, money's not real, you stupid cunnilingus faces. It's got a 5G network. The magic touch, do. I saw the harbor lights. How can I help as tears were starting? Goodbye to tender nights beside the silvery sea. I long to hold you near and kiss you just once more. But you were on the ship and I was on the... They have the thing with the commercial with the guy with the old car and they're getting all starting up. It's like, you do know that causes heart disease and cancer and kills babies and kills daddies and mommies and grandpas. And okay, wait, guys, if you can put a Tesla engine in an old car, but why would you want to do that? Because it's metal and it's rolling down the road and it's very dangerous. But you can make the bodies look like the old cars but make them safe. It's called science. Yeah, when you drive the old ones, it's like, hey, I'm driving down the highway 40 in my big old pickup truck, and I want to be a piece of metal slaying. I want to be that Capri station organ underneath my the Nissan pickup truck, bending it in half, and I'm going, oh, fuck, I'm going to get hit. I just know it. You know what I'm saying? Assholes. It did not get contest. You know how much Troy Aikman and Terry Bradshaw would give to have my noggin, but they didn't earn it, so they don't get it. And I'm not going to play quarterback and have somebody try to knock the living shit out of me for money to have sex with an idiot, right? Okay. The magic touch, do 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 do. Yeah, Ron Harper, your wife must be better looking than you, because I've seen your kids and I've seen you. Just kidding around. It's a guy thing. You have to do that. Like I told Shaq, I've seen your kids and I've seen you. Then I saw his mom. I was like, yeah, see, he looked like your mama. Okay. He's a cute kid, yeah. I don't think Shakira sees that as an insult. You look like mom? Yeah, I kind of look like dad. The best parts of dad, right. You know, the kind, sweet, loving part of dad that, you know, doesn't want people to be picked on. You know, I look like that part of dad. No, Shaq's not homely by any means. No, not at all. Charles is not. No, Kenny's not. No, Ernie's not. No. Hey, Ernie! You know. Ernie, yeah, you don't need to drive a double-decker bus to Hogwarts. You'll be all right, Joel. I got you covered, man. Lummies. Lummies. I've got the lummy touch. Doo-doo. I need so much money to fuck. Doo-doo. I'm dumb as shit. I need to quit. It's illegit. Okay, so. Okay, it's just exercise. It's just a bunch of big guys with a, you know, when the one kid was tying his shoe, all they had to do was just let him tie his shoe and all run out on the court. Brunson got to grab him, move up. I have to make the last entrance. I'm the drama queen who comes on the floor last. Oh. But my shoe's fucked up. Oh, do it out on the court. Okay. But I have to run in before me. Drama queen's always got to make a big entrance. You know, don't be doing that shit. Okay. I tell you, I was the best point guard to ever play. Best point guard ever. There ain't ever going to be a better point guard than me. No. You can be as good, you just can't be better. But there ain't ever going to be better. And up till now, not as good. Even Gus Williams was not as good as me. It's true. And I really like Gus. My mom really liked Gus. We were listening on the radio and Lanier threw him and he landed on his head. And Mom's all, I hope he didn't land on his bald spot. I'm like, Mother, she wanted his landing to be, you know, more comfortable. Yeah. Lanier, after that, she did not like Bob Lanier. She did not like him at all. Damn that Bob Lanier. You know, Lonnie Sheldon doesn't throw his point guard on his head. Lonnie should, you know how my mother was. It's about fucking time he's been holding him all fucking game. No, I've been thinking about them a lot today because a lot of people, you know, the science projects and stuff, judging my trained killer grandpa, who backhanded his wife one too many times and lost, you know, the kindest person that ever loved him to a brain tumor because he was trained to be a killer for the U.S. military. Because, you know, status quo for wealthy. And, hey, look, I got an idea about the rotation of the food in the microwave. I'm going to become a millionaire. And then you'll have to move away from there. And again, you load up the truck and you move to Silicon Valley. Dumbass is there. Head up ass. Think too much. Uh-huh. Arrogant shitheads it is. Arrogant people, they get all mad and they get really grumpy and they cuss a lot and they fuss a lot. It's exercise. Stop fighting. Stop getting so upset. It's just exercise. Money's not real. What you should be mad about is you're being a dumbass post-apocalypse on TV for money. Oh shit, this is embarrassing. All my kids and grandkids are going to be able to... They won't watch it forever. No, they ain't going to go back. Nobody goes back and watches the NBA Finals. Except for me. You know. They're singing in Seattle, right? And Gus throws the ball up in the air at the old Cap Center. Okay, so. Boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-doom, ba-na-na-na-na-nut. I'm not, well, you know, I like Cat. Okay. I kind of like the Clarkson kid, too. And when he played at Utah, yeah, and he's played for the Lakers, right? And I like Cap, but I really do like the De'Aaron Fox is one of my favorites. Yeah, I like him. When they had him do that measuring thing, how fast he chases the ball, and he runs faster when he's dribbling than when he's not, like I used to, because you're chasing the ball, right? You got to get the ball home. Peaches in the basket, right? And he said, I like playing video games. And he's just real down to earth, real kind kid. And so I was like, he's from Kentucky. I really like this kid, but I like a lot of the guys that played in Kentucky for Calipari. I like Cat. I like Anthony Davis. I like De'Aaron Fox. There's a lot of guys that played for Calipari at Kentucky that you know, they're not real shitty kids. They seem to be pretty genuine, kind kids. Too much jewelry and too much money and not a lot of common sense. That's all you motherfuckers. It's just exercise. Basketball is just exercise, just in case you're wondering, right? And so that's all it is. Just poor people, that's all we were, trying to make a living out of black land dirt. When we get in this family circle, singing aloud, may the circle be unbroken, go tin din din din, go tin din din. Oh, Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor, me and baby brother would join. That's John Johnson's little boy. That's JJ's little boy. Remember JJ? He was the Swiss Army knife guy. He did everything for us. Guarded this guy, did that, boxed out, set picks, did all the dirty work. Okay. Everything you needed done that makes the other guys look good, like Matthew Young, that's what JJ did. He'd rebound, he'd play defense. He wouldn't put himself, he wasn't in position to always make the play because he was always typically on defense, putting himself in position for the other guys, players that were good, not to make the play. Yeah. He was just a very unselfish, good teammate, a very good athlete, you know, not spectacular, just, you know, like Bobby Gross on the old, remember how much he loved Maurice Lucas, but he also loved Bobby Gross, you know. Bobby Gross, you know, he went out there and, you know, just made it hard on you know, he wasn't nearly as good as Julius, but he just went and tried to get in his way and just make his life, you know, more difficult for him. And then he did, Bobby Gross. He loved Bobby Gross. Of course, Bobby Gross probably held, you know, stepped on Julius's feet and grabbed his shorts every chance he got to, just like Larry Bird with Dr. J, and then Tim doing it back, you know. Damn me. It's just, I ain't going to do it back. No, I wouldn't do it back. I would just sit there and tell him, you know, this is just, you know, we already got paid. It's exercise over money. Oh, you're going to get a contract with Disney. Okay. Your wife, if you don't make enough money, she going to leave you. Let the bitch go. Okay, just let her go. Just let her go. Just let her go. Find yourself a girl who, you know, tell Buffalo women to go back with No Water and Red Cloud and try to get a casino and end up with Blackshaw. Do that. Boom ba da boom boom ba doom ba da boom boom ba doom banana. Right? Okay. So, yeah, I swear, you girls, if you really want to be attractive, if you want to be gorgeous, right, you should stand up for the Messiah and start living the Lord's Prayer today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Because if you wait till tomorrow, I may have to do the work all by myself. And then people are going to sit there and go, wow, she was physically attractive, but she was selfish, so she had trapped the soul and ugly. You can sit very still, look into the tizzer till. If you want to be happy, if you want to be free, if you want to be happy, don't believe that, Harold Klemp and Darwin Gross and Paul Twitchell have omniscient, omnipotent powers. No, we don't. Guys, people talk to me, and like I said, if I know who you are, okay, then you can guarantee that Jesus knows who you is, okay? And Jesus doesn't know who everybody is out throughout time, okay? But when people pray to Jesus, and if, you know, and I pay attention and go, okay, Jesus, what do you think? Okay, dumb as a box of bricks, but I kind of like the kid. They're, oh, so you like some people that are really bad people. How do you know they'd be really bad people if you guys were living the Lord's Prayer? Are you living the Lord's Prayer? You don't want to live the Lord's Prayer. You want Jesus to be a cartoon god in your fucked up head so you can win the war of the worlds and have alien movies for, you know, save the planet from your ego, right? Only she can save the universe. It's Supergirl. And she's on Krypton, and she's not on Krypton. And we're batshit crazy. Yeah, we're gambling. We got a gambling problem. Of course, you got a gambling problem. You think money's real, and you're gambling that your life will be saved by your money. Well, that's dumb as fuck, isn't it? Though, isn't it? Totally, man. Totally. DraftKings Sport. It's an app nationwide for morons. Spend 5, get 200. Okay, money's not really a goddamn unicorn. If you could dribble the ball as well as you dribble your food, wow. Remember Rico Valley? And then it was funny because he told us after Dad had already left, he goes, no, Coach Santos knows damn well who you are. And you're probably going to start as a freshman, Earl, is what Rico told me. Shit, Rico was a junior. He was going to be a senior that year. That sucks. I would have loved playing with Rico, and then we could have helped Chuck focus and play better. You know, Chuck could have stayed with us. Yeah. Like Rico stayed with other people in town. Yeah, that would have been cool. Oh, man. Yeah, he'd have smoked a lot less pot and drank a lot less and hang out and ate more natural foods because of my mom. Mom liked Chuck. Dad liked Chuck. They liked my friends. My friends were funny. No, everywhere we went, my parents liked my friends. Yeah. Raymond was so cool. You know, Mom picked out Rodney for me to try to help me, I don't know. And Rodney, I love Rodney, but Rodney was a little out there, okay. But the friends that I picked, Ray Andrews, Jeff Hines, Josie Delgado, the King of Wild Mexico, Tim Trang. Fuck you. Is that how you say I fuck you in Vietnamese? Why you want to say that? Why not you want to say hi, my name is, and nice to meet you? He has got a point. Okay. That was funny. Good old Tim Train. How do you say this and that? And how do you say fuck you in Vietnamese? I want to fuck you. Why you want to know how to say fuck you? Why not you want to say hello, my name is, how nice to meet you? Why not you want to say that? And I would sit there and look at Jeff and go, maybe we should ask him how to say hi, nice to meet you, in Enchanted, in Vietnamese. That would be nice. Encantada, okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No one ever asked me that. No, it was always cuss words. It was never, how do you say nice to meet you? How do you say, my name is, ¿Cómo se llama Rafael? Encantada, okay. You know what I'm saying? Try that. My name is Rafael, and it's really nice to meet you, okay. So you say that in Spanish, okay. ¿Tú entiendes? Okay. That means, do you understand? I think so. I don't know if entiendes. No, yeah, because yo tengo is I have a lovely bunch of coconuts, and tú sabes means do you understand? Okay. ¿Tú entiendes? Okay. So I'm pretty sure. So I have trouble with my conjugations in Spanish, and I'm not formal. I don't instead nobody. Todos es tú para mí. Para mí, amor. I don't do that class stuff. Everybody is, te amo to me. Yeah, you love everybody? You and Adolf Hitler? Somebody's got to love the little bastard so he doesn't kill everybody over there, make-believe money. Dumbass. What'd Jesus say? Oh, damn. Yeah. You get people, I just can't love him. Well, then how can you say you love Jesus? If you cannot obey his basic commands and do what's necessary to stop the Holocaust by forgiving dead and trespass and loving one another, trying to fulfill peace, how can you believe that he's your God? How can you accept him as your God? How can you do anything to live in heaven with your God, dumbass? Yeah, not even Loopy Leslie Winkle from Chuck Lorre's Imagination can figure that shit out. I have to explain it to you. Lucy, you got some explaining to do in the sky with diamonds. Lucy! Lucy in the sky with diamonds. That's the devil with satellites saying diamonds are more valuable than children's lives. Lucy in the sky with diamonds, strawberry fields forever, blind stairway to heaven. Okay. And Aleister Crowley's mansion. Okay. And any kind of sex you guys want to have because it's nasty and freaky. No. It's fun to have sex and do things that feel good sexually, not constantly keeping your wife pregnant. Okay? You guys judge my Susie Bear. No, she was a good kid in a lot of ways. It's just she didn't ever have a chance to show it to anybody or make anybody feel it because she was abused by perverts trying to abuse me through genome sequencing. And then when I told them they were wrong, and no, we're not. Okay. Stephen Hawking is a genius, and his destroying God to replace God with his mind is the most brilliant stroke of AI, open AI, fix everything with AI in the history of AI. Oh my gosh, he's quantum computing on crack. He's Michio Kaku's third testicle, man. He's going to marry DJ McNugent and Coach. Yeah, they're going to have a triple wedding. Call it the polygamy of the prison cell set. Because they're trapped inside the prison cell of, okay, look, it's a Spider Woman. Do you know what I mean? It's Supergirl. She will save the universe. Okay. I'm not making fun of Max and Emmy's mommy. I was listening to Daddy's song, and does anybody else really like Daddy's song? I was just wanted you to come for me when I called you late last night, you see. It's a really good tone. I really like that song. Does anybody else like You Sang to Me by Mark Anthony? Or is it just me? Mark Muniz, right? Stage name. Yeah. Does anybody else? I dig that song. That was such a good song. Yeah. And the music to it is good. It's a good tune. Anyone else? It's, it's like Perry Como's Impossible and shit. It's good, yeah. And Kukuipo. Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's a good song. Yeah. I like it better than Baby Got Back. Yeah. Well, I do. I mean, if a song was going to be inspired by you or about you, wouldn't you rather have it be You Sang to Me by Mark Anthony than Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot? About life and being free and having kids that are cute, you see, instead of, oh, her butt. I want to have sex with her butt. I mean, let's get out of here, Scoop. Okay, Reggie, a dog can figure it out, right? Thought we talked about this. Okay, God, you guys are American Top 40, Casey Kasem. Let's get out of here, Scoop. That's Casey Kasem. American Top 40. Okay, I'm old. Yeah, but I'm not passionate about lawsuits. Okay, but he is, because that's his job. And it's her. It's not a job. They're not like Job. She is cute, though. See what I was saying about the passionate lawyer? She's cute, too. I like Sarah. She's cute. Yeah, her and the little girl who does the town thing and takes Sarah with her, and they're cute. They're dorky as all get out, yeah. And then, and then there's the little trying to get Jalen to do push-ups. I'm kind of hoping that San Antonio wins, but then it still won't matter because then B will still sit there and say, well, I told you Knicks in 5, right? I knew they might get 1, right? It's too funny. But no, I think if San Antonio wins tonight, that it might be a whole other series. Then you're looking at, okay, they beat them when they were trying to finish them off early, because they really stuck it to them. But of course, everybody thinks, well, of course they think if San Antonio loses tonight, then it's Houston and Orlando all over again, right? You remembered? Do you remember the time they had Dennis Scott? Do you remember the time they had Nick Anderson? And Kendall Gill wasn't on that team. He was on. Not Kendall Gill. What was Turner Gill? No, Turner Gill. What was that kid's name? He was my favorite. I like Nick Anderson too. I liked Kenny Battle, but I don't think he played very much in the NBA. Who else was on that team? That was a good team. And that was hard on Coach Henson, when Benji got murdered. That was devastating to him emotionally and psychologically. Coach Henson really liked his kids. They talked about that too. It's like, when he recruited us to Cruces, it was like having a father you could go talk to that a lot of us never had. And that's how Coach Henson was with us. And the guys just loved him. They all talk about that. And, so that it was more than just, and that's why he came back to Cruces, because the system, he could get black players and play in Cruces, and, and then the community was pretty nice to him, because, there The racism wasn't as thick because it's a military town, and Mexicans know it's like to be treated like shit. And most of the people in this community are pretty good doobies. You have some macho bullshit. Guys, when I was in Sheridan, right? How Amy, when we went to a small town to get off the grid and get more healthy to, keep this science project alive. And, it was horrible. They wouldn't let us go to, we tried to go to Vegas. They wouldn't let us. We tried to go to Flagstaff. They wouldn't let us. Okay. And we would have had a better time. And it would have been a lot harder to find people to screw around with in those kind of communities, because they're a little bit more tight-knit and close, stuff. But I'm sure even I'm certain in Las Vegas, New Mexico, and Silver City and Flagstaff, there's some asshole who's jealous of you that if your wife is having trouble handling home invasion from pervert scientists, that will have sex with your wife to try to forget about life for a while, because it's hard to be married to him because all the perverts that have a virtual presence in the house are jealous of him. Right? Do you remember the time when we first met? Right? Yeah, guys, they had pictures in high school of Ralph Sampson blocking shots with his head above the rim. Okay. Ralph was 7'4", guys, and had like a 38-inch vertical. That's why, what was the guy's name? Al McGuire said if he was 6'4", he'd be one of your best players on the team and he would start. That's how good of an athlete Ralph Sampson is. And it would have been probably better on his body, because, making people be a circus gimmick with that size of a body, running up and down like that and doing excessive compulsive things, their bodies aren't meant to be that excessive and compulsive. It's not natural. Okay, when you're big and you have to provide for yourself, but once you provide yourself, you're supposed to rest. And with littler people, I guess, we had to fight harder to get what we need. I don't know. I'm not a hard fighter. I'm just, I'm a good worker, hard worker. If you're making the work hard, I'm just going to kick your ass so we can all work good. I'm going to kick his ass. And then when Goliath is sat down, you guys, we'll tie him up, put him in a chair. We'll call it Rosie Land because Canada's taken. And in between songs, we'll go and we'll sit on him. Remember that with Winchester? And in between songs, they come in, they sit on him. That one was hilarious. It was funny. Oh yeah, it was one of my favorite episodes. Call it Rosie Land. I know, Canada. We'll name it Canada. That was a funny episode of MASH. Yeah, when they all checked out and went to Rosie Land, and the one guy that was the sergeant, that Scully was his name, I think, that Margaret liked so much because he was a real cool dude. Yeah, he was AWOL, and they had to get him out of there before he got arrested because he stayed there with Margaret the whole time. That was a good episode. That was just and the microphone sounds like and the piano sounds like a carnival, and the microphone spills like a beer. And they sat at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, "Man, what are you doing here?" Same thing that Chief and the rest of the guys used to say in Vietnam. "Man, what are we doing here? This shit is batshit crazy." They couldn't figure it out. They didn't understand how genocide works. They were just poor people not trying to kill. Like Muhammad Ali said about, well, Viet Cong ain't done nothing to me. Viet Cong ain't called me nigger and locked me out of a restaurant or wouldn't rent me a home. Right? You don't need to rent a home. When you're all living the Lord's Prayer, you're all promised a place to live next to us because we trust you, because you're a religious person who won't abuse people for what you want and abuse people's and deny people their needs because you want to be in charge and you're a complete asshole. Oh, I got a creative idea. Look at the thing on the microwave goes round and round. Okay, you understand? It's gonna be so nice when we're not in a hurry and we don't have to microwave everything. Oh, that'll be cool. We can slow cook stuff. I know. Crock pot. Potatoes. Onions. Carrots. And perfectly seasoned chuck roast. Yum, yum. Hey, Grandpa, what's for supper, right? Okie dokie, Rokies. Aha. Oh. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa bop. Shimmy, shimmy, bop. Okay, nice pass. Oh, you fouled him. Yep. Okay, guys, I love you very much. Remember, basketball is just exercise. It's not healthy if you're doing it over make-believe devil money to abuse people over being the best at being a dumbass. Money is just an invention by the evil for stupid people feel successful being evil. Oh, Lord's Prayer is perfect. Aha. Okay. Apply it in physics. Whoa! No, I'm not picking on Jalen Brunson. I just need him to act right, so he can play real good basketball. As good as me. Like I said, no. No. Not even Derrick Rose and Allen Iverson were as good as me. I was faster and could jump higher. But when the chi is evenly distributed, then, hey, Earl, you ain't as good as old John Morant's nephew and great-grandson there. You ain't as good as Derrick World's great-grandson there. Ain't as good as Michael Vick's great-grandson. Well, that's because I taught them how to worship properly. Good genes. Okay. Gene polls are better now. Thank you. You're welcome. And what happens? Supergirl still got to save the universe because they're using my imagination. Damn Oompa Loompas. Stop it. You Oompa Loompas, there's no such thing. Stop being an Oompa Loompa. Okay. I love you. What's the problem? The mother and the father. You're not honoring the glory of grace. So it's hard to sit there and say, how can you're not a mother and father if you're bumping uglies to put people in incarceration through indoctrination and institutionalization. You're right. Okay, I love you guys, all right? Peace out, man.